We don't need AGI. We need tools that make us smarter. I built an API for my second brain, and now agents can take action just from seeing my notes. This isn't just OpenClaw with an Obsidian integration. In this video, I'll show you how I dispatch tasks directly from my notes to OpenClaw and why this is way better than AGI. Today, you have your data and you have to do some prompting to get it to be useful for the agent. With OpenAugi, we wrap your data to allow the agent to perform agentic RAG. So here's how it works. This is a note I have here. I'm doing some research on spatiotemporal knowledge graphs. And I have some notes here linking out with additional context, like this note in particular is a bunch of papers I'd like to read eventually. And so I have this tag here that I added called toResearch. And what that tag will do is it's going to tell my agent skill to take this section of my notes. OpenAugi will help you parse this out. And this toResearch is going to grab all this context and make it a single task. So now I can just tell OpenClaw to use the skill that tells the agent how to interact with OpenAugi. And then as you can see, it's here, it's found 3 new tasks in the last few days. It allows you to select which one, and you can give it a name if you want. Today, I just want to do the first task, so we're gonna go with option 1, call it graph. Do this step is optional. You can remove yourself from this if you want to run this fully autonomously. This is just be configuring the skill file at this point. But I think it's important to add human gates to different steps. So if my skill file says, have me check in and make sure we're running the right tasks in the first place, and then once the research is done, the loop should close and I can then work on it as well. And now what OpenClaw is doing here is using all the CLI commands available to it from OpenAugi to search through the context in different ways, to search through my data in different ways. Okay, so now that that's finished, we can see what it actually did here. It read the skill properly and it looked at the tool that I provided. So this was another file provided in this skill. And this is how you interact with OpenAugi. So right now it's just a Python CLI, but it exposes a lot of different functions you can do. I have this notion of hubs where it's like this hierarchical summarization of my various notes. So it gives more of an entry point. See, it was making multiple calls, searching through my context, which again, isn't just markdown files on my computer now. These are distilled in multiple DuckDB instances. By having in DuckDBs, I'm able to encode some richer metadata to make it easier to search through. And then you can see these are additional links that it's walking now, searching by link. It's finding other data here, pulling in notes back from 2025 to understand projects, perhaps understand me a bit better. Here, and then it's searching by link now. Now it's actually on the note we care about, this research into knowledge graphs, that note I showed you. And so in the skill, I had it try to call Claude, but it doesn't. Then anyway, it extracts out the context. It creates this task file, and then it gets to work actually executing the task. And so here's where it writes a new note. So you can see down here, the backlink was added. And this is the task note that it created for me. This is context on the task. You can see this is linking exactly to the note here. So it's taken the task, it's understood it. It found additional links from additional atoms in my data. It started to think about what the task should be doing. And then here it went into this graph papers to read. So this was context right here. I want to research these papers, started traversing them for me, giving me a quick summary, answering the questions I had about it, explains, what I need to know, what's relevant to me here, how it relates to OpenAugi and context graphs, like why I should care about this. And now when I come back, I have this nice next step on this task to review. Now the key here is it didn't just do all the work for me. This is where I come in now. This is the augmented piece. So now I'm going to do something at this step. And I think that's how I want these workflows to be, is there's like a human gated step in the pipeline where you think, where you review something, where you do something, you take some action to actually improve yourself. If you find this interesting or have thoughts on how to do this better, or maybe you're working on something similar, please come join us in the Discord server or head to OpenAugi.com, OpenAugi.com to follow along and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.